Hi everyone, so welcome back to Pieces of D. Again, if you haven't done what you're supposed to do, which is to hit that notification bell and subscribe, go ahead and do that. And welcome back to my channel. So you guys, as of today, I am sitting before you guys about a week. I think it's been like a week. I'm checking the calendar to make sure to see. Yeah, actually, it's almost 2 weeks. So almost 2 weeks post-op, yes. So if you've watched my other video, and I probably will link it below, I had VSG surgery. So what that is that is the vertical sleeve gastrectomy. I believe that's how you say that. Surgery, and basically it's a type of bariatric surgery, aka weight loss surgery, and it's where they cut off 80% of your stomach, and you're left with a stomach about this big. My doctor, he said it's about the size of an egg. Another example, because it's an actual like sleeve, like if you look at how the stomach is shaped, it's like a piece of string cheese, like a packaged string cheese. So yes, I'm sitting before you guys almost 2 weeks post-op. And this is just an update about what's been going on since surgery. Whew. It's been a lot, y'all. It's been a lot. Let's let's go ahead and hop into it. And forgive me, you guys, if I do sound a little bit like out of breath. One of the reasons is because it's still still fairly new. Not even 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks, but not 2 weeks. I am still a little bit on, I'm on medication for pain, and 80% of my stomach is gone. And so I'm building back up. I'm building my body back up, my energy back up, all of those things. So let's just hop into it. So let's go back to the night before surgery. So November 11th was the day I had surgery. The night before surgery, y'all, I didn't sleep. I pretty much did not sleep that whole night. And the reason being was because of nerves. I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous. And I was a little bit scared. Yeah, I didn't go to sleep. And then I had to be up by 3:30 because I had to get dressed, and I had to be at the hospital at 6. I had to be there at 6. And I live about an hour away. So your girl was getting no rest. Okay, so why was I nervous? I was nervous because I had to start telling people about my surgery. If it was left up to me, I've said this before, if you watch my other video, if it was left up to me, I probably wouldn't have told anybody. I would have just left it alone, not tell anybody. And the reason why is because it telling people opens up the door for opinions. And it opens up the door for, people to speak about your situation before it even happened, right? And so I knew that I wanted to have this surgery. I knew that God had given me the okay to have this surgery. And just different things had happened prior to that I knew God was He was with me when I was about this surgery situation. I just knew that. But I had to start telling people at work and family. Like I have children, so I had to have somebody look out after my children, and just letting people know so I can have like everything taken care of and just make the proper accommodations for like recovery and all of that stuff. And the opinions came, okay? They definitely did came. And I cannot tell you how many people knew somebody that had died on the table, or they would look at me and they would say like, oh, you don't really need surgery. And I may insert some pictures, I don't know just yet, of what I look like prior to surgery. We'll see. Excuse me. We'll talk about belching too, so, but excuse me. But yeah, so like people were just giving me their opinions, and I was just like, I didn't really ask. So the night before surgery, like I pretty much did not sleep. I was up praying. I was trying to calm my nerves. Like I have never been that nervous, okay? And I was praying, and God is telling me, he's like, Deanna, I made you fearless. Like, you can do this. Like, you can do this. Like, it's okay. Like, I'm gonna be with you. You're gonna be fine. But I was just so nervous. So yeah, so I was restless. So now it's the morning of surgery, and my mom and my sister, they are the ones taking me to surgery. And one of my good best friend's sister, she was like, girl, call me and we're gonna pray, because we're not gonna, I mean, I'm not gonna act like people haven't passed away having this surgery, so you know. But yeah, so the nerves and everything, because I had to be put under. And so my sister and my mom, they're the ones taking me, and I'm like ready. Okay, so I get to the hospital. Now I couldn't wear no makeup, no earrings, no jewelry, none of those things. I'm like literally the first one there. Like the door on the hospital said, like, do not open. They like the time was like from 6 a.m. to whatever time they close, right? And I'm there a little early, like it's like around like 5:50ish. But there were nurses there that were working, so they let us in, and they knew that. They were like, Miss Wells, you're here for surgery. I'm like, yes. So I do my check-in, and they tell me where to go upstairs, go to the surgery room, do another check-in there, and then they're like, all right, Miss Wells, come on, let's go to the back. And I'm like, oh snap, it's getting real. It's getting real. and like all of this is going on. Like I guess I'm still kind of anxious about it, right? So they take me to the back, and the nurses, I had the best nurses, by the way. I had the best nurses, the best care. So I'll just go ahead and say that. But they're like, all right, Miss Wells, you're gonna put this on. I need you to fill up the cup, do it, you know, the urine test. And they just walked me through every step. So the test came back, not pregnant, which we knew that, by the way. But anyway, test came back negative for pregnancy. And they're like, you need to get in the robe, put your socks on and stuff like that. And like in my mind, I'm like, okay, God, I trust you. You're with me. Like I know that you gave me the okay for this. Like, just calm my nerves. And again, I had like the best nurse, like the nurses, because it was more than one. They were talking to me. They were happy. They were cheerful. They were like, you know, just telling me every step of the way, like what's going to happen. I met my, the guy that's supposed to put me under for anesthesia. I forgot, I can't recall right now what you call those, the people that do that. And that's related to surgery too. We'll get into that. but I met everybody, and then I meet my surgeon nurses, and like the nurses that are going to be assisting my surgeon who's doing my surgery. They're like, all right, Miss D, you're ready to go? I'm like, okay. So before I get in there, one of the nurses, she put something behind my ear. She's like, this can stay on for 3 days. This is going to help cut down on any nausea. And I'm like, oh, okay. So apparently I'm gonna be having nausea. All right. So they roll me into the operating room, and y'all, this was like something in the movies. Now, I'm a preemie baby, like, so I've had surgery before, but in my adult life, I can't recall ever having surgery. And so this is like, oh snap, like this is getting real. So they roll me in there. It's like white, like the operating room is like white, and they like, okay, you got to get on this table. And I get on the table. They hook up all these like EKG stuff, and and so then the guy that gives you the anesthesia, he comes in and he's like, okay, I'm about to shoot something up your arm. And he's like, you're gonna feel this. And he's like, okay, you're gonna feel this. And he's like, all right, so the next one, you gonna take a trip. And he was like, so then he shot it, and he was like, bye-bye. And so me, I kind of like to be in control. So I had in my mind like, oh, I'm gonna fight this anesthesia. Child, no. No, like that is not what happened. He said bye-bye. My eyes was like, all I can remember is like, and then just being out. And so after surgery, so I wake up and I'm in the bed, and I got all this stuff like hooked up to me, and it's nurses walking around and stuff like that. But I remember like coming to like that, and the first thing that I did, I was like, the first thing that I did when I took my breath, I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus. I'm like, thank you, God, for keeping me during surgery. Like, that was my first thought, because I came back and it was like, you could literally feel, like, I was like, like I can feel myself like coming back too. And then immediately after that, because the anesthesia was still in me, I was still like nodding out, like going like in and out. But then I felt this terrible pain, y'all. And I was already prepared for the pain. Like, I had joined some groups, and they tell you about the gas game. So while the surgeon is doing surgery, or before he does surgery, apparently they pump you with like this gas to blow up your stomach, so that way they can cut and get to your stomach and do what they need to do. Well, that's gonna still be in you when you wake up. So I felt really like tight, like my chest felt tight, my stomach felt tight, and it was just this really uncomfortable feeling. And I can deal with pain. I have a pretty high tolerance for pain. So for somebody else, it may be extremely painful, which it is, because let me tell you, they had to give your girl morphine. But like I said, I have a high tolerance for it. So even though I was on morphine, before the morphine kicked in, it was like I was in pain, but I wasn't like boohoo crying or anything like that. So okay, so I thank God. I'm like, thank you, Lord. And then the next thing out of my mouth, I remember nodding in and out, and I'm telling the nurse, because she's right there, I'm like, I'm in pain. I'm like tossing and turning in the bed. And I remember telling her like, oh, I'm in pain. She's like, okay, mama, we gonna give you some medicine. She was like, it may not take away that main pain, because that's gas and you're gonna have to relieve that, but we can give you some pain meds to make you feel better. So for me, I was like in this, I don't know what you call it. It was kind of like a waiting area for patients where they have like the curtains on each side to like cover you up. And they didn't really have a room ready for me yet, which was, I guess, that's cool because I was in and out of it. But Deanna is a little bougie, y'all. So when I did finally come to like, and after her giving me pain meds, the next thing out of my mouth was like, close my curtain. Like, I don't want to be exposed. Like, close my curtain. And then I went back to sleep. But she was like, okay, I want to close your curtain because my room wasn't ready. So, and I didn't want people like looking at me. Like hooked up and stuff like that. So I was like, I'm exposed. I'm exposed. Close my curtain. So they ended up closing my curtain, and they had my mom and my sister come back, talk to me. They were like, your doctor talked to us and he said everything went well, you had great surgery and all of that. And then apparently my esophagus was like really, really big, and he had to close that up too. So he did some other type of surgery just so I won't have like any like acid reflux and stuff like that. And then my mom and sister, they told me that they had to go because they're like, you've literally been here for about 7 to 8 hours. You just want to make sure you're okay. And I'm like, wow, okay. So they left, and then shortly after they left, they had a room prepared for me. So one of the things that they're gonna tell you if you do decide to get this surgery to get the gas out is that you have to walk. You gotta do a lot of walking. That's the only thing that's really gonna help alleviate that gas. But when you're under anesthesia and that has to wear off, you're not trying to do too much walking. And then when they cut your stomach, your doctor cuts your stomach, it's a lot. You gotta adjust at first. And so they rolled me to the room, and when the anesthesia kind of wore off, one of the first things that I did was I had to throw up. But it's like, Deanna, what's in your stomach? What are you throwing up? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But I had they also said that this was the gas too, but it was like the motions of it. Like I really felt like something was in there but it was the gas, right? And so I went through that a couple of times and had to walk off the gas. Couldn't come home until I could fully walk, and they wanted me to walk quite a few times. And then they also wanted me to drink a full bottle of water. So they gave me a bottle of the Sunny water. I think those things are like 16 ounces, I think. And I had to drink that in order to go home. And this is actually by day 2. Because the first day of surgery, I ended up spending the night, and they were checking me, making sure everything was well, making sure blood pressure, all of that. All of those things are doing good. Managing my pain, all of that, okay? And if you have any questions and want me to go into detail more about my hospital stay, feel free to write a comment, and I'll answer. Just watching the time of this video. So I did drink my bottle of water. It took me pretty much all day to do that. And I did do a lot of walking. And as I was walking, I was releasing gas. All right. So that's one way to release gas. The other way to release gas is by burping. So I quickly found out that you're gonna burp a lot. Yeah. And so when I got home, I'm off the hospital meds, but I do have my meds that my doctor prescribed me. And, I'm drinking water and I'm trying to hit my protein goal. And now things are different. Okay, things are really different. Um, excuse me. So I'm finding that one of the ways for me to relieve gas was by belching. Um, and having gas is very uncomfortable. It's extremely uncomfortable. So one of the ways my body wants to do it is not really through the other end, but like I now belch a lot. So I came home and I was doing a lot of belching. Um, let's see. Didn't really want to do a lot of um, liquids, right? Because when you first come home, you're still going to be on a liquid diet. Um, and for the obvious reasons, your stomach just got cut to this size and you can't really take food in. So I'm still doing liquids, but by this point, like prior to surgery, I could do like a whole thing of these. Now I can't even do like even half of this immediately after surgery. Um, so I was drinking water and trying to get protein in, but I couldn't even get like half of that in. Um, and just resting. Resting. Body feels uncomfortable. I see my stomach. I have some sores. I have some scars. Um, but everything was pretty cool. Um, I'm still walking. They want you to walk so you don't get blood clots. So I'm still doing that. And now I'm still adjusting. So a couple of things that you should be aware of is that you need to pass gas or relieve gas some type of way, and you will do so. If you ain't doing that, something is wrong. Um, when I first got home, like I said, I couldn't even get half of my protein in. But now I can do like one of these or two of these within a whole day. And then my doctor also wants me to push for 64 ounces of water. Okay. So I'm doing that. And this was like the first week. Okay. Now I'm on to pureed foods and very, very soft foods. Okay. Let's see. Wasn't able to drive for the first week for sure. And I'm really not supposed to be driving now. So 2 weeks of no driving. But I have ran some quick errands. Um, I find myself getting brain fog more than usual because I'm a whole mom out here with babies, so we know how that goes. But I find myself having brain fog more than usual. I don't know if it's because I'm still tired and still like, it's a major surgery, so still making adjustments, or if it's like because I lost like 80% of my stomach and I'm not taking in as much food as I used to. Um, what else? Let's see. Um, my first BM was about 4 days. No, my first BM was 5 days post op. And it's like, what are you taking in? You're just taking in liquids. So, but I did have a BM. It was 5 days post op. And I felt good. I ain't gonna lie. After that, I was like, ooh, I needed that. um, my wounds are still healing. And they're starting to itch, which my doctor said that is a good thing. That means that they are healing properly. Oh, and I am a total of 46 pounds down. Yes, like, yes, I am a total of 46 pounds down. Give me a moment, let me clean my nose. Sorry, y'all. It's getting cold out here in Atlanta, so my nose is running a little bit, but I wanted to get this video out. So that's almost 50 pounds down. That's including the weight that I lost on the 2-week liquid diet that I had to do before surgery, and it's 16 pounds after surgery that I've already lost, and it's been less than 2 weeks. So I am excited about that. That's almost 50 pounds. And I have something big for when I hit my 100-pound mark. So how am I feeling? I'm excited. I'm excited. What keeps me motivated is seeing the weight loss. My family can see the weight loss, my kids, people can see it. So that keeps me excited. Some of the things that I don't want to say that I don't like, but I have to make adjustments, is that eating food is really a mental thing. Like, you don't really realize how much you rely on food for comfort and to like kind of level out your emotions. So like I said, I can only do really soft foods right now. And my mom, she'll cook something and I want it. Like, my mind is like, girl, you can eat this whole thing. And I will put something like this on my plate, like some beans, and I don't know, something small, about this size, not even that much, like literally this size. It may take 2-3 bites and I'm full. And sometimes those 2-3 bites are way too much and I'm throwing it back up. Yes. And that's a little frustrating because my mind is like, you want to eat this, and my mind is also like, girl, you hungry. But the old folks used to have a saying that went like, your eyes is bigger than your stomach. And literally in this case, my eyes are literally bigger than my stomach. And so I have tried to get the food down and my stomach is like, no. And it's a little disheartening. I guess that would be the proper term. It's a little disheartening. And so I have to have a new relationship with food because food has always been a comfort. A funny thing is I had got like maybe like a spoonful of like some beans, right? Because they're soft. And honestly, that was still too much. But I was standing next to my daughter and I was eating my food. And my daughter was like, Mommy, that's it? I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's it for me. So I'm learning, excuse me. Something flew in my throat. I drink a lot of Premier Protein, and protein in general, because they help me reach my protein requirements. I need to have 60 grams of protein as well a day. But so yeah, so protein shakes will be your best friend. But yeah, my daughter was like, that's it. And in my mind, I want to eat more. I want to do more. But eating more and eating a lot is what got me to being overweight and unhealthy. I am off of my medication. So prior to surgery, I was on diabetic medication and high blood pressure medication. I no longer need those. And I'm waiting for the day for my energy to be up. So I know it will be. But again, like I said, I just had surgery, so we're still healing and we're building up. But yeah, so far, I mean, that's been my first week after surgery. It's been an adjustment. It's been a little painful, but I'm smiling and I wouldn't change it. I know that. So it took me like almost a month to lose 46 pounds. I know that if I didn't have this surgery and I wasn't preparing for this surgery, that it would have took me 6 months to a year to lose 46 pounds. And the crazy part is I still have so much more weight that I have to lose. So no regrets at all. Right now, what I'm working on is just the mindset shift, like just shifting my paradigm so that way I can really work my tool, because that's what it is. It's your tool and you have to work it. By the end of the year, like the full surgery year, I should be able to eat about this much, which if you think about it, our stomachs are supposed to be like this size, the size of your fist. So that's actually like a normal size, right? And so I should be able to eat a normal size by the end of this year. And I'm excited. My goal is to work out so I won't have to get any plastics. So I don't see myself having to get any plastics because my skin is still pretty, like it's pretty tight in my personal opinion. And so yeah, so this was week 1. And if you have any questions, feel free to light up the comments. I love responding to you guys. And I will keep you updated along the journey. I think maybe when I hit, I would say 50-pound loss, I'll do a video, but that may be like in the next 2 days. So I'll do another video and I'll keep you guys updated maybe after my full first month. So I'll probably do another update after my full first month. But yeah, so that's it. I just wanted to update you guys. Thank you for following me along my journey. You guys keep me motivated, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.